The move from traditional media sales to programmatic trading platforms is one of the more significant changes currently happening in the media industry. Programmatic platforms are computerised systems used to sell advertising space in an automated way and have huge ramifications for how media sales forces operate. The Newspaper Works chatted to Head of Commercial Platforms and Products at News Corp, Cameron King, about automated trading and its importance to the future of media organisations and advertisers.
Currently, it's been the case over the course of the last 2 years that we've made excess digital inventory available through programmatic channels, and we've monetized that, and we've been relatively happy with the result. And I think what we've recognized over the course of the last 6 months as an organization is that there's an increasing adoption within agencies and by marketers directly, even in the US. And their point of interest is in reducing friction out of media transactions, but also increasingly in improving how and why they buy pieces of inventory that they do. So we're transitioning our programmatic effort into the mainstream, and I use that language intentionally. The people who were previously responsible for programmatic weren't kind of in the mainstream sales effort, and the newly expanded role that I have is in the mainstream sales effort. And it's really important that as programmatic becomes an increasing proportion of our total revenue, is that our primary customer relationships have the benefit of that information and know what's going on in that channel. So the relationship between advertisers and news is still, I believe, going to be fundamentally the same. And that's because what we're hearing from the market is, what do I need to buy? What's current? What's available? And that's still a question and a purpose that our media sales team serves kind of in a day-to-day way. So I think I don't see the relationship fundamentally changing. I mean, our role and the value that we bring is a deep understanding of our connection with our audiences and the ability to be able to translate that connection to the marketing challenges that our customers have. And I'm very fond of saying that the word programmatic won't exist in 3 years. It'll just be called advertising. This is a mechanism to transact, and it's a much easier mechanism to transact. But what we know, and that's our readers, the asset that we have, and that's our brands and the connection with our consumers, hasn't changed. And we will always need passionate brand advocates and people who understand that connection to be able to explain that to marketers, to media planners, and to buyers. Yeah, look, I mean, it is predominantly for digital. The reality is that the least profitable and the least effective transactions for various people in the ecosystem are going to be the most prone and the most probable for automation. They're digital transactions. I mean, no one's made any secret of the fact that they've got more people and less profit coming out of digital transactions than they do other transactions, and that's purely from a buying perspective. What we're seeing through the increased opportunity to trade digital programmatically may well bear fruit looking at our print markets, and I think there's every opportunity for us to review those. Digital will be an interesting testing ground for us. In terms of the implications for sales teams and salespeople, I think it's incumbent on everybody to understand the space and to know what's going on. What we're seeing is maybe a slight shift in terms of focus, and as salespeople are less focused on delivering an IO on that impractical process of shifting and shuffling paper from one person to the next, of crossing T's and dotting I's. Their opportunity exists to focus on more creative solutions and to focus on more client analysis. I think for the newsroom sales team, if you like, or that traditional media sales force, it'll start to become more data and analytics focused, much more comfortable dealing with numbers. I think they're capabilities that are have always been fundamental to a media sales team, but they're kind of supercharged with new technology and new capabilities.